A new era of Michigan basketball has arrived. We go one-on-one with new coach Dusty May. Hockey is off to suburban St. Louis for the NCAA tourney. Wrestling places third at nationals. We have an update from spring football and prepare to go round the horn with spring sports.
Wolverine Sports Magazine is presented by Meyer.
Hi everybody and welcome aboard. And welcome aboard to new men's hoops coach Dusty May. The Wolverines moved quickly throughout last week and into the weekend to secure their next hoops leader. We met with May Tuesday afternoon right here on the Chrysler Center floor. Why was Michigan the right fit for you in the right time?
The familiarity with the university, the program, the respect and admiration we have for this place. And there's certain places that just have a feel and a level of pride and excitement as soon as you walk on campus. And this is one of those places. The brand, the power of the Michigan fan base, alumni base, and then also looking at the former players, how many quality players they put in the NBA and also just have become great college players. So in a number of reasons, there really wasn't any reason why this wasn't the one.
First of all, could you describe yourself as a person?
Very, very simple, very consistent. I enjoy, my job is also my hobby. And so I pour a lot into it, but I also enjoy every step of the way. I enjoy all parts of it, or most parts of it. And I take pride in being a coach's coach. And so I'm excited to get around these guys and get going on the court, because that's what I love to do.
The second half of that was describe yourself as a coach.
I think there's always alter egos with coaches. There's in between the lines and there's outside the lines, and we want our players to have alter egos as well, where they are extremely aggressive savages in between those lines, and then off the court they're perfect gentlemen, or at least somewhat perfect gentlemen. I'm very intense by nature. As I've gotten older, I've learned to channel that and use it much more wisely. But just someone that loves walking on the court every single day, and the connection that we all have through something that we love. And basketball brings people together, and it rallies fan bases, students, and so we know that there's a greater goal, but we love the day-to-day.
You worked under Coach Knight, which has been widely reported, but can you give me something small, something short and small you learned from him that has helped you in your coaching journey?
The efficiency of language. He was very precise in his words, and he could make complex terms, complex concepts seem very, very simple because of his words.
It almost seems unfair asking you this because this is so new, but just compiling a roster, just what are first steps here as you kind of just jump it, as you leap into this?
Evaluate what's here first and try to, see if they want to be here, or they want to go someplace else, and then fill the roster with guys that we know that are going to that can impact winning. The biggest challenge is because things happen so quickly now, and they're continuing to evolve and rotate in and out of the portal and things like that. You always have to weigh of patience versus aggressive, and so it's an inexact science, but we're going to be very, very thorough, but also very decisive in our decisions.
And lastly, what would be your message to Michigan fans who are hungry to get this turned around? What would you say to them here today?
We need their help. NIL, coming to the games, whatever the case, all hands on deck, just like any other athletic department. The more the merrier, and we're excited to get this thing going.
After coming up just shy in their bid for a third consecutive Big Ten tournament championship, hockey now focuses on a third consecutive trip to the Frozen Four. They open regional play Friday night against powerhouse North Dakota in suburban St. Louis. And this regional feels a lot like the Great Lakes Invitational because Michigan State and Western Michigan are on the other side of the bracket.
It's exciting. A lot of four really good teams, and seems like the rink only 3,000 people, so it should be really rowdy, and we're really looking forward to it.
Michigan is making its 41st appearance in hockey's big dance, the most of any school.
It's do or die at this point now, so nothing to save it for, and it'll be a lot of fun.
I think we've been doing a really good job the last 5-6 weeks, and tough game against a really good team in the Big Ten championships, and just looking to push forward here and show everyone what we're all about.
The 10th-ranked Wolverines are coming off a heartbreaking overtime loss to MSU in the championship game of the Big Ten tournament Saturday night in East Lansing.
Like pain is good, and just being able to go through all that pain we had the other night, and just being able to carry it into these next couple of games, and be able to use that in our favor is definitely something very good for us.
Michigan has been the number 3 seed 3 other times since the bracket was expanded to 16 back in 2003. And goaltender Jake Barczewski is extra motivated to play well as he makes his way home to the St. Louis area.
It's pretty surreal, honestly. I never really thought about playing in my hometown, but to play a really good college hockey game there, it's going to be awesome. So obviously got to dial in this week and get ready to play.
How confident are you that this team is ready for playoff hockey?
Extremely confident. I think pain is good, and we went through some pain on Saturday night and have a good week of practice, and these guys will be ready to go.
I'll be with hockey in St. Louis. Look for reports on mgoblue.com and on social media. Let's go inside Al Glick Fieldhouse, where the football team is a third of the way through spring practice already. Over 20 players and a handful of coaches have departed the program for the professional ranks, but there's still a strong core returning under first-year coach Sharon Moore.
The cool thing is about last year, we had so many games where we were fortunately ahead. We had a lot of guys get playing time and quality minutes. I mean, there was times where I remember we talked about the starting offensive line hadn't played a fourth quarter for like 8 games. So we got guys that have had plenty of game experience, and I feel very confident in their ability. And we knew when we recruited them here that guys were going to leave at some point, and they had to be ready, and feel like we got a good group to keep this thing rolling.
Maintaining it just happens like, it's kind of like our class is now that group that's seen it. You know, we've seen it from those guys like Mikey and Junior and JJ and all those guys. So now it's our job to spread that throughout the younger guys and throughout the new staff and coaches and everything, and just keep that same, like you said, culture we had last year. And I think, obviously we got different players, different coaches, so things might change a little bit. But yeah, I think this far it's been great.
There's a lot of things we didn't do last year that we can improve on this year. So, I mean, it's just the principle of stacking days and just trying to get better every day because, I mean, nobody's perfect and we're just all trying to get better and go to the same place.
I think we know how much of a high standard we were last year. So I think as the leaders of this team this year, we've been trying to do our best to keep that standard and even elevate on the details and the small things that we really focused on last year and just tighten them down even more. It's hard. It's hard to match that level or even exceed that level, but that's just our plan, our motivation every day.
Wolverine Sports Magazine is presented by Meyer and brought to you in part by Alro Steel, by Abso Pure Water, and by Grand Traverse Resort.
Last Saturday, women's basketball saw its season come to an end in Los Angeles in the round of 64 at the NCAA tournament. The Wolverines had a double-digit lead early in the fourth quarter before the 8th seed Kansas Jayhawks began a furious comeback to force overtime. Kansas jumped ahead early in the extra frame and won 81-72. Senior Cam Williams led the Michigan offense with 18 points. Layla Filia had 16, and Lauren Hansen finished her maize and blue career with a baker's dozen. The Wolverines closed the season with 20 wins, 14 losses. The wrestling Wolverines earned a third-place finish at the NCAA championships in Kansas City last weekend behind Cornell and national champ Penn State. 149-pounder Austin Gomez and heavyweight Lucas Davison fell just short in their bids for individual national titles. Dylan Ragusin placed 5th at 133 pounds, and Shane Griffith also had a strong showing, coming in 3rd at 174.
Michigan, there's a lot of special people around this program, and I've been fortunate to, have them in my life for this short segment, and so it's the people, man. They poured into me and brought me on as one of their own, so people are really special here.
I owe the world to Coach Bormet, Kevin Jackson, Josh Trella, and Dave Boyard for just giving me this opportunity to compete for one last year. And I'm happy I came back. It was worth it.
With 4 All-Americans this season, Michigan now has 212 over its 102-year history.
The magnitude of this tournament and the depth and the difficulty, you don't always walk out of this with everything you want, but so proud of this team, the way they competed, every round, every day. It's 3-day war here, and just so proud of the way they competed and represented Michigan, and really, really proud of this third-place finish for the team.
Big Ten Women's Gymnastics Finals, Saturday, Jennison Fieldhouse, East Lansing. Grad student extraordinaire Sierra Brooks earned a share of event titles on the vault, the uneven bars, and the floor exercise, while the steady Gabby Wilson won a share of the floor title. The Wolverines finished third, while the host Spartans won the program's first ever conference championship. Baseball hosts Maryland this weekend, the first home conference series of the season. Last weekend, the Wolverines were in Happy Valley, taking 2 out of 3 from Penn State. Friday in the opener, Penn State's Grant Norris reached base on a fielding error, and the winning run crossed the plate for the Nittany Lions with 2 outs in the bottom of the 9th inning as they grabbed a 4-3 win. The Wolverines bounced back with a 9-6 victory on Saturday. Freshman Colin Priest went 2 for 3 and clubbed this bomb to tie the game 1-1 in the top of the second. Northwestern grad transfer Stephen Rustage had 2 hits, including a home run of his own in the 3rd inning, giving the visitors a 4-2 lead. But Penn State scored 4 runs in their half of the frame to go up 6-5. Will Rogers had a couple of hits. His 7th inning double scored Rustage and Zeeland native Trevor Kalinsky. Rogers rounded the bags himself all the way home thanks to a Penn State error to square the series. The rubber game Sunday, a 9-run 7th inning earned Michigan an 11-6 series-clinching win. Rustage drove in 2 with a bases-loaded double, scoring a pair of runners and giving Michigan a 3-1 edge. Priest picked up an RBI, and Mitch Voigt did it with the bat and with his arm. The sophomore pitched 7 1/3 innings, allowing just 2 runs, 6 hits, and didn't walk a soul. The Wolverines host 19-6 Maryland this weekend. Softball was the reverse. They'll head to Indiana after opening at home. The Wolverines with an impressive 3-game sweep over Purdue, a series that was moved Saturday through Monday due to last Friday's snowstorm. In Game 1, Monroe native Ellie Sealer began the conference season with a leadoff homer in the 1st inning, her first of the season, and that was so much fun, she decided to do it again in the 3rd. 2 at-bats, 2 home runs for the junior. Lily Valamont went 2 for 3 at the dish. This RBI double in the 3rd made it 3-0 Wolverines. Freshman Ava Costales expanded the lead to 4-0 in the 5th with an RBI double. And then in the 6th, senior Kiki Thole launched her 3rd home run of the season, making it 7-0. That was more than enough offensive support for Lauren Durkowski. The junior threw a 3-hit shutout and struck out 8 Purdue batters.
I think it's exciting. I think it shows that we're ready to go. We're ready to start conference play, and after today, I think that we should have a lot of confidence going into the next weekend and every weekend after that.
It's definitely nice to see. I mean, myself and a lot of other people swinging the bat well, and just hoping to continue that. I know there's a lot of people that have put a lot of work in and extra hitting and machine balls and stuff like that. So, I don't know, I think it was really nice to see the hard work pay off for myself and my teammates as well.
On Sunday, Purdue went ahead 3-0 on a 1st inning home run, but that was it for the visitors. Michigan sent 11 batters to the plate in their half of the 1st. Valamont's double scored 2 and tied the game at 3 apiece. Ella McVeigh was next in line with some damage, an infield single that also scored 2 runners, and Michigan goes up 5-3. A Sealer single made it 6-3, then Indiana Langford's 2 RBI single blew the game open. Freshman pitcher Erin Hain picked up her 9th win of the season, and Hannah George finished off Purdue as Michigan won a run rule game 11-3 in 5 innings. The Wolverines completed the sweep on Monday afternoon. Bottom of 2, Thole staring at a full count pitch, and she clobbers it deep to left center. 2nd dinger of the weekend, 4th of the season, it squares the game at 1. Top 4, 2-1 Michigan. The Boilers tie it up. Kylie Franks single to left, and we've got a play at the plate. Ellie Sealer's throw is there, but the runner just gets under the tag. It's all tied at a deuce. Bottom of the frame, the very speedy Langford beats out an infield single. No play at first, and pinch runner, freshman Lexi Delamonica races home. The Wolverines leapfrog back on top, 3-2. Sixth inning, 2 on, 2 out. Sophomore Maddie Erickson devours the first pitch and launches it way back to left. Look out, indoor turf building. A 3-run shot, her 5th of the season, as the Wolverines pull away. Durkowski spun a complete game 4-hitter. The junior cooked 8 boilers on strikes. Michigan wins it 6-2.
I thought the team came out with a lot of great energy, and I think that's what really boosted us through this weekend. And I'm just so proud of our fight. Even when we got down in games, we came back and we fought, and I'm just proud in all areas, all aspects of the team this weekend.
Today was fun. Even though it was a closer game, those are the type of games that really build some confidence, and you know that you can work through the struggles and be there at the end.
The men's lacrosse team began Big Ten play with a tense 12-11 victory over 7th-ranked Maryland. 8 Wolverines recorded points, led by 5 goals from graduate student Justin Tiernan. That ties his season high. A record 2,500 fans saw 7 ties, 7 lead changes. Tiernan's game winner came with 1:13 to play. The Wolverines visit Johns Hopkins Saturday at noon. The undefeated women beat Marquette 18-11 Sunday, improving to 11-0 and finishing the game with 12 consecutive goals. Junior All-American Jill Smith notched a career-high 7 and tallied a program single-game record 9 points. Huge game coming up this weekend for the Wolverines. They're ranked number 2. They'll host top-ranked Maryland Saturday at noon. Water polo took 3 out of 4 over the weekend at its own Michigan Invitational. Sunday morning, the Wolverines beat Bucknell 9-5 in a close one. 7 players scored, led by senior Lola Cerulli with a hat trick, including back-to-back goals midway through the 4th to give the Wolverines some breathing room and upping her season total to 23. And check this out. Friday, first-year program UC Merced got a tour of the Big House. Remember that snowstorm? Well, they took advantage to knock out some snow angels. Head coach Johnny Bega said the girls had an absolute blast. Sunday afternoon, the Wolverines knocked off the Bobcats 14-4. Catherine Gustafson had a hat trick, one of 4 Wolverines with multiple goals. She's now racked up 24 on the year. Michigan's only loss was to Long Beach State, as they now stand at 17-8 on the season. Women's swimming and diving finished 12th at the national championships last week in Georgia. The men have their nationals this weekend in Indianapolis. And once again, I'll be in St. Louis with hockey as the Wolverines try to make a run at the Frozen Four. We'll see you next time right here on Wolverine Sports Magazine.